Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel. If you want to improve your English through emotional and relatable stories, then you are in the right place. Today's story is emotional, dramatic, and full of life lessons. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's story. The title of today's story is When I Was 16 Years Old, My Life Changed Forever. When I was 16 years old, my name was Emma. I lived in a small town with my parents and younger brother. From the outside, my life looked normal. I went to school every day, completed my homework, and smiled around people. But deep inside, I always felt lonely. My father was very strict. He wanted me to become perfect in everything. Perfect grades, perfect behavior, perfect future. And whenever I made mistakes, he became angry. My mother was kind, but she was always busy taking care of the house and my younger brother. Sometimes I felt invisible in my own home. School was not easy either. I was a quiet girl. I didn't have many friends. Most students only talked to popular people. But there was one girl who always stayed with me. Her name was Sophie. Sophie was my best friend since childhood. She understood me better than anyone else. We shared secrets, dreams, and everything about our lives. Whenever I felt sad, she made me smile. One day during lunch break, Sophie looked excited. "Emma," she said, "there's a new student in our class." I looked at her and smiled slightly. "So?" She laughed. "You should see him first." A few minutes later, our teacher entered the classroom with a tall boy standing beside her. "This is Daniel," the teacher said. "He recently moved here." The moment I saw him, I felt something strange. Daniel had calm eyes and a soft smile. He looked confident but kind at the same time. And surprisingly, his eyes stopped on me for a second. I quickly looked away. That day, Daniel sat 2 rows behind me, and somehow I became nervous for the rest of the class. Days passed and slowly Daniel started talking to me. At first, it was simple conversations. "Can I borrow your notes? Did you understand the homework? Which books do you like?" But little by little, our conversations became longer. We started sitting together during lunch break. We laughed together. We shared music. And for the first time in a long time, I felt happy. One evening, Sophie suddenly asked me, "Do you like Daniel?" I became embarrassed immediately. "No," I lied. She laughed loudly. "Emma, your face turns red whenever he talks to you." I smiled shyly. Maybe she was right. I think I was falling in love for the first time. One rainy afternoon after school, Daniel walked beside me. "Can I ask you something?" he said. "Sure," I replied. "Why are you always sad?" His question shocked me. "I'm not sad," I answered quietly. He looked at me carefully. "You smile, but your eyes don't." Nobody had ever noticed that before. For a moment, I didn't know what to say. Then slowly I told him everything. About my strict father, about the pressure, about feeling lonely. And he listened silently. Not once did he interrupt me. When I finished speaking, he smiled softly and said, "You don't deserve to feel alone." Those words touched my heart deeply. After that day, Daniel became the most important person in my life. Every morning I looked forward to seeing him. Every message from him made me smile. Even my grades started improving because I finally felt motivated again. But sometimes, happiness does not last forever. One afternoon, I entered the classroom and noticed students whispering. Some girls were looking at me and laughing quietly. I felt uncomfortable. Then suddenly, Sophie walked toward me with an angry face. "How could you do this?" she asked. I looked confused. "Do what?" She showed me her phone, and my heart stopped. Someone had posted private messages online. Messages between me and Daniel. People were laughing at me, making jokes, calling me desperate. Tears filled my eyes immediately. "But how?" I whispered. Then suddenly I realized something terrible. Only one person had access to those messages. Sophie. I looked at her with disbelief. "You did this?" She looked away. "I liked Daniel first," she said coldly. "But he chose you." I felt completely broken. My best friend had betrayed me. That day I ran out of school crying. I didn't answer anyone's calls. I locked myself inside my room for hours. For the first time in my life, I felt truly heartbroken. The next morning, I refused to go to school. But my father became angry. "You're staying home because of childish drama," he shouted. "You're wasting your future." I tried explaining my feelings, but he didn't understand. That night, after another argument with him, I packed a small bag. And quietly, I left home. I walked alone through empty streets while tears rolled down my face. I didn't know where I was going. I just wanted to escape everything. After walking for almost an hour, I sat alone near the beach. The cold wind touched my face. The waves moved slowly under the moonlight. And for the first time that day, I cried loudly. Suddenly, I heard footsteps behind me. It was Daniel. I looked at him in shock. "How did you find me?" I asked. He sat beside me and smiled slightly. "You always come here when you're sad." For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then finally he said, "Why did you leave school?" I looked down. "Everyone hates me now." "That's not true," he replied. "That Sophie betrayed me," I whispered. Daniel stayed silent for a few seconds. Then he said something I will never forget. "Sometimes the people we trust the most hurt us the deepest." I looked at him while tears filled my eyes again. "I feel so weak," I admitted. He shook his head gently. "No, Emma. Crying doesn't make you weak. Hiding pain does." His words touched my heart deeply. That night, we talked for hours near the beach. About life, about pain, about dreams, and about fear. Before leaving, Daniel looked at me seriously. "Promise me something." "What?" "Don't let one bad moment destroy your future." I nodded slowly. The next day, I returned home. My mother hugged me tightly and started crying. Even my father looked worried. For the first time, I realized something important. Maybe my father was strict because he was scared about my future, not because he hated me. That night, he entered my room quietly. "I'm sorry," he said softly. I looked at him in surprise. "I don't always know how to express emotions," he continued. "But I care about you." That was the first emotional conversation I ever had with my father. And somehow, things slowly started changing after that. At school, people eventually stopped talking about the incident. Sophie tried apologizing many times. And honestly, part of me still felt angry. But another part understood something important. Jealousy can make people do terrible things. One afternoon, Sophie came to me crying. "I miss our friendship," she whispered. I stayed silent for a few seconds. Then finally I said, "You hurt me deeply." She nodded while crying. "I know." I looked at her carefully, and suddenly I remembered all our childhood memories together. The laughter, the secrets, the support. Maybe forgiveness is difficult, but carrying hate is even heavier. So slowly I forgave her, not because she deserved it completely, but because I wanted peace in my heart. Months passed. Life became calmer again. I focused on my studies. I became more confident. And most importantly, I started understanding myself better. One evening, while watching the sunset near the beach, Daniel smiled at me and asked, "So, what did you learn this year?" I laughed softly. "That life changes very fast." "And?" he asked again. I looked at the ocean quietly before answering. "I learned that love is beautiful, that pain teaches stronger lessons." Daniel smiled proudly. At that moment, I realized something important. When I was 16 years old, I thought my world was ending. I thought betrayal, heartbreak, and pain would destroy me forever. But instead, those experiences made me stronger. They changed me. They helped me grow. And they taught me who truly mattered in my life. Now, whenever I look back at my 16-year-old self, I smile, because that broken, emotional girl had no idea that one difficult year would change her life forever. The end. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this emotional English learning story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more beautiful stories. See you in the next video.